Thank you so much for supporting me, guys. I want to thank each and every viewer. I can see a lot of good comments that is coming in. I can see a lot of queries that is coming in. I'll make sure that I will answer all those queries in my best knowledge so that you can understand that. And I know that videos are coming weekly once, but I'm trying my best to make a quality video. If I am a viewer, whether I'll be able to understand those questions or whether I can understand the topic or not. So I'll make sure that is the reason it is taking me so long. You guys can comment on that. Keeps supporting me. A lot of things are on the way. I'll be updating on the community. Yeah. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today is the day 25 for our Palo Alto training series. In this video, we'll be continuing our VPN topic and try understanding it. So as VPN is very complex in nature, we need to understand each and every things. What are the protocol that get involved in VPN established? Like in VPN, when we do VPN, what are the protocols are getting involved in it? So we'll try and understand. So I have picked some of the questions to understand that. So in this video, I'm going to cover what is IPv1, what is IPv2, what is ISACM, what is phase 1, what is IPsec, what is phase 2, what is NAT, what are the modes, why we need those, PFS, AHESP, each and every questions I'm going to answer in this video. So I'll request you to please watch this video till the end so that you can understand these points because if you have any kind of confusion. And also I'll request you to please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a video from me. So without any further delay, let's get started. So friends, first of all, we'll try and understand what is IPv1 and what is ISACM. So let's understand ISACM first. So ISACM, if we try and understand the full form of it, it is Internet Security Association Key Management Protocol, right? So ISACM is a standard, okay? So ISACM is just an standard how a device authenticates on internet, okay? So it defines like if we try and understand what is OSI model. So OSI model defines how a device should communicate to another device. Same way, if we try and understand what is ISACM, means how they will be authenticating two devices on public internet with the standards of ISACM. So it is just an standard. So now what is IPv1? So if we try and understand what is IPv1, is an implementation of ISACM, right? So if I just give you an example, in OSI model, we have something called as TCP. So in TCP, it is defined like how a device should communicate from one source to a destination. Same way, how a device authenticate in public network, IPv is an example how they are going to communicate, whether they are going to use any encryption protocol, authentication, hashing. So those things are inbuilt in IPv1 is an implementation, and in ISACM it is defined how it should communicate, right? So now we'll try and understand what is IPv1. IPv1 is an implementation of ISACM. So if I just give an example, in OSI model, if I talk about TCP, so in TCP protocol, it's an protocol, right? So how a device should communicate in TCP protocol, it is defined with the by following the OSI model standard. Same way, OSI like ISACM is an standard. So in the ISACM, it has been written that if somebody is communicating on public internet, if they are authenticating themselves, how they should do. So if I talk about the practical implementation, IGV is an example. Okay. Now we'll try and understand what is phase 1 and what is phase 2. I'll draw a topology, and with the help of topology we'll try and understand that. Okay, so let's say this is VPN 1 device and this is VPN 2 device. The name of the device is A and the name of this device is B. Okay, if they want to initiate a VPN session, or if they want to build a VPN session, they need to prove themselves that VPN 1 is A and VPN 2 is B. So phase 1 is dedicated to prove themselves that they are communicating to a correct device. So how they gonna prove themselves is with the help of password or key, whatever you say. So with the help of password or a key, they will be authenticating themselves, or there are a lot of methods are there. They will be proving themselves that you are communicating to a correct device. Okay, when we'll talk about the phase 1 and phase 2 negotiation, during that time I'll be explaining each and everything. Okay, in phase 2 we will be start sending the data. So that is the reason the phase 2 is dedicated for data. Okay, so why we need phase 2 if phase 1 is there? So phase 1 is only to authenticate A to B, like one device to another device. Like I can say that if I'm talking to a person, I want to ensure that I'm communicating to a correct person. Then only I can pass you the sensitive data, right? That is the reason phase 2 is required. Now the questions comes here, what are the modes? What is the mode in phase 1 and phase 2? So let's say, I'll just give you an example. Let's say if you are sitting at your home and if you are doing a bank transaction, right? So you will be doing a internet banking. So you have to put your password. Then when you do the transaction, it will give you an OTP and you have to put your password. So that is one method. But if you are going to an ATM, you just need to give the PIN and you'll get your money out of it, right? So in this, if I want to explain that how you want to exchange this traffic, how you want to authenticate one device to another device, so that is called the mode. So in phase 1 we have something called as main mode and aggressive mode. So aggressive mode will be faster and main mode will be slower, but it will provide you more security. I'll come to that, okay, when we discuss about the negotiation. Okay, now friends, the question come here, what is NAT-T? So I'll just draw a diagram and I'll explain you. So let's say I have a VPN device 1 over here and it is connected to internet, and after that it is going to a router, and this router is connected to a VPN 2 device. Okay, so let's say if this device is doing NAT, so VPN will have problem if we have a NAT device in between. So that is the reason there is a NAT-T which can support VPN. So friends, now we'll understand what is NAT-T. So I'll just draw an topology and we'll try and understand. So we have, let's say, VPN 1 device and it is connected to a router. The router is connected to internet and this internet is connected with another VPN device, which is VPN 2. Now we have a NAT which is doing by this router, right? VPN will have lot of problem supporting NAT, right? So if there is a NAT in between two VPN devices, it will create a lot of problems. To resolve all this problem, we have something called as NAT-T, which can support NAT-T if you are running two VPN devices. Like, what I mean to say here is that with the help of NAT-T, it can support the NAT device in between, right? So how it works, I'll explain you when we understand the negotiation, right? So now what is PFS? So let's say we have a VPN device and there is another VPN device, okay? So we have something called as phase 1. In phase 1, whatever key will get derived from this will be used by phase 2 as well. But let's say if you want new keys for phase 2 as well, you will be enabling perfect forward secrecy. It provides extra security but also CPU intensive. So you have to take the decision accordingly. Now what is AH and ESP? AH and ESP is nothing but, let's say if you want to do VPN on public to public, right? So you want to encrypt some traffic from public IP to public IP, you will be using AH. But if you want to communicate from private IP to a private IP address, in that case you will be using ESP, right? So I'll be explaining in details in upcoming videos. For as of now, you just try and understand the what is AH and what is ESP. Now the last is IKE version 2. So there are a lot of security concern was there in IKE version 1. That is the reason they have introduced IKE version 2. I'll also cover IKE version 2 as well in my upcoming videos. So I'll request you to please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a video from me. Whenever I upload any video, you'll get notified. This is what I wanted to cover in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off. I'll see you in the next video.